Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope okay. We've not all been doing okay lately. I would love to say that my day and my week has been going well as well, but not all perfect. I'm not gonna lie. This has been a bit of a rough week, and it is not getting easier. Yet we persist or something. So, here we are. And the rest of the week doesn't matter right now. Tomorrow is Friday. I have work from home. I have the gym. I'm going out to dinner with my family, which will be cathartic, I hope. We'll see. And then I have not a lot of plans, but nice plans on the weekend. So I'm looking forward to that at the very least. Let me just make sure. It's so funny. I spent so long trying to make sure that my mic was not on screen at all before, but now I really just need it closer. Oh well. Oh, interesting. I can hide the number of viewers, but if they're not in chat, I can't see them. Unless maybe, can I see them on this one? Nope. So someone's watching me, but hi! But not in the chat. That's fine. I don't mind. It's okay. I'm glad to have you here regardless. I don't know if this is a good thing. Maybe I should bring this up later too. But I am vaguely... Oops. Did that start the correct game? We'll find out. Yes, it did. Okay. I am thinking maybe sort of kind of getting into VTubing. I don't know. I'm on the fence. On the fence. It would mean I don't have to worry too much about my appearance before, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Train, right. We're here with the train. I don't know why we're here with the train. I don't know what that means. I have the... Okay, yeah, I have the pistol, not the flare gun. That one time I didn't realize I was... Oh.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
That's creepy.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
She sounded wrong. Like maybe it wasn't her, because that didn't sound like a person in distress. Just saying. That sounded like someone very calmly and evenly talking. Kind of like the waitress at the diner that got possessed by the creepy darkness thing. So... vis-a-vis maybe not that, you know? I'm trying to remember the fucking controls for this. Aha! A secret. You can hear this, like, subtle breathing noise at all times. And I don't know if that's meant to be Alan's breathing, or if it's, like, creepy out of the, you know, ether, scary people breathing. You know. Ah! Yep, found him. Hey, I remember the controls. Thank goodness. Ah. Would have been bad otherwise. Ooh, don't fall. But there's a bank down there that may have secrets and special things for us to find. All right, what do we got?
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Okay, that segues perfectly into the point that I kind of
I
tried.
see a railway bridge up ahead and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
So, one of the things I don't understand is why Alan is being attacked by this entity that needs his help. Like, the whole point of the darkness lady thing or whatever is to get him to somehow finish his novel, which is in essence some kind of ritual, so that it can be released, I think is the goal. But if that's the case, why would you want to kill him? Because if you kill him, you lose the progress you've made. Like, the motivations for this don't make sense. Honk. So what part of this pipe is gonna... Ah!
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Yeah. What the hell? I don't know what that was. Aha! Oh, fuck. Alright, don't. Ah! How do I dodge these? There are a lot of them! Fucking... Oh, Christ. Jesus. Alright, well... I mean, I got ganked by a couple pipes. I don't even know what else to say there. Oh, it put me all the way back here? Oh, shit. Oh, I guess I could have used a flare. That would have been a good time to use that, huh?
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Yeah, okay. Again, don't understand the killing part of this. Like, why are you trying to kill me? You need my help, don't you? Hello, welcome, welcome. We're being attacked by random flying objects that are... I don't even know what to say anymore. Water tower. Okay, that's where we're at. Do I have a place to go that isn't up there? To explore first? Or any stray pieces of paper or coffee? Would anyone like tea or dessert? I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
What the fuck? What?
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Heavy duty flashlight. What does that mean? Just bigger flashlight? Like, heftier? And he's carrying, like, 4 guns, but he can't carry 2 flashlights? We're gonna get attacked. And the next best part is he's going to probably lose it at the end of this chapter or whatever, and then I'm going to have to find everything all over again, because every chapter you lose your guns, your bullets, your batteries, all of your stuff. Right, you can't do that. Can't climb over other things that are not just small, short climbs. Unless, can I? No, I don't think I can. Yeah, he can't jump that far because he's not good at anything physically. But surprisingly good shot. The giant middle finger to the player is exactly what it feels like. Like, there's no reason to be that cruel about it. Ah, yes. Friends. Is it snowing right now? Really? I'm not surprised, but also disappointed. Is he walking through? It is indeed snowing. All right. Not a surprise, but it is disappointing. I mean, it was like rain snowing when I left work, so it was gross. Honestly, just made me feel like today did. Like, the whole day was just kind of ugh. And yeah, the weather felt right. But it'll be gone soon. Although next week we're getting a cold snap. I say it'll be gone soon when we're going to get cold next week, because of course we are. New England weather being normal and making up its mind at any given moment. Never heard of it.
We take the facts of our existence for granted.
Here we go.
Aware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. in Night Springs.
All right, Michael Douglas, let's go.
Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
So, this is Sims logic. You just kiss a bunch of times and you get pregnant? Is that what that is?
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to...
Weirdest thing to be listening to on the walk home.
roared and cast me away. I fell to the dark waters of the lake far below.
Falling towards the waters of the lake. We were in a cabin before, so maybe he finds the cabin that he and his wife stayed in, that everyone says is gone and doesn't exist anymore. Ah. Good. Good, good, good. Excellent. Amazing. Have to watch out for the fucking... Fuck. Well. Fuck. Damn it. Fuck. God damn. Okay. I keep hitting the wrong button. Okay. Here I said, I know how to play this game now. No, I didn't. I didn't now. Okay. Alright. Don't get in the way of the big, scary fucking... Oh my god. And it immediately... Oh my god! Nope. God, this thing is very tanky. Ah, I got it. Woo! Good dodge. Whew! All right. That was thrilling, exhilarating, frightening, a lot, even. Just picking up some supplies. Okay. That is all of the stuff I can get. Having a hard time believing there's nothing back there in that area, but I also can't really see properly into it, let alone get into it. So it does feel like maybe I'm in the wrong there. Unless maybe I was supposed to somehow lead the bulldozer over there so that it would smash the wood. But if that was the case, I do not know how to do that. Now I'm screwed. Screwed. Alas. Find a vehicle. Why am I finding a vehicle is the question. What am I doing with said vehicle? Where am I going? Besides away from here. Huh. None of these questions are clear.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
Okay.
The coal mine wasn't far now.
There are a lot of these pre-rendered cutscenes that are very much like, look at how pretty everything is,
Today,
except
I would meet the kidnapper, and he
this
would give
game
me
is
Alice. I wouldn't
pretty
give him any
old,
other choice.
so they don't
A
work
drowning man
like
will
that
clutch
anymore.
at a straw.
You know, it's like, it's not that bad. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks fine, and this is the remastered for today anyway, so it looks fine, but like, it looks fine, not fantastic. And so the overly gratuitous scenery shots of look how pretty this game is don't work anymore because the game is now dated, which makes me wonder about how some of the games we currently think look amazing are going to look in 10-15 years, right? You know, are we going to actually have like crazy good stuff that's just going to go way beyond what we can imagine right now because we just don't have the hardware to support it? We very well might. Because it definitely feels like that today with stuff like this. Back then we had no way of thinking or knowing that a game could look as good as, I don't know, Indiana Jones, Cyberpunk. And then even like 10 years ago with Witcher 3 looked better than this. And that was only a few years difference. I don't know. That feels like I'm waxing philosophical about game development and hardware. That also assumes that game hardware will continue to improve, which, as the current state of the gaming hardware space is, I'm not thoroughly convinced yet. Do I need to drive that, or am I not? What are we doing? Like, gaming hardware as a whole right now is kind of fucked because of the whole AI thing. AI does ruin a little bit of everything, if not wholly ruin everything. Because, like, this feels like I need to be taking this in a Jeep. But AI requires so much hardware that the big GPU companies, NVIDIA and AMD, are turning themselves to AI because their GPUs can handle AI applications. but then because they're turning their focus to AI, they're keeping their focus away from gaming, which makes the gaming cards they produce not as good. And then there's the whole memory issue, where AI data centers are eating up every possible part of a computer component on the market, you know. Right now it's RAM. RAM has skyrocketed. Because of that, the RAM... Whoa. How did we end up like that? I don't like how it automatically turns around for you. Because RAM has skyrocketed, the RAM that goes on GPUs to help the GPU run, I don't even know what to say, like it holds textures for the most part and loads them quickly into the game. The RAM that's on those is very fast, highly specialized RAM. But even so, it still requires the same manufacturers that other RAM requires. So, you know, there's only limited capacity, and if everyone is buying up their capacity for AI applications, then that means all types of RAM become more expensive. You know, we're seeing kits now that have exploded in price to a ridiculous degree, and graphics cards are probably not far behind. There are already some shortages. It's just stupid. So stupid. All of it.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass. Not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
At least somebody doesn't think I'm, you know, guilty of whatever it is that I'm guilty of. Don't even know anymore. The FBI seems to think that I'm some kind of superhuman cop and agent killing machine, which news to me. But who knows what happened during Alan's blackout, huh? Maybe he did go a little, you know, killing spree or something, and I've been running around with this guy who's actually a seasoned murderer, and I don't know. Even the game is not telling us what happened at that point, because we're playing from the perspective of Alan, but it is actually kind of curious, I think, that they chose to make the game third person instead of first person. And this is one of the instances where I actually think it would be better served as first person perspective. Because right now, when you're controlling, like, I'll admit, when you're controlling a character from first person, it feels very much like I, me, you know, first person narrative understanding. When you are playing in third person, it feels like you are playing a character that is less your identity and more just the character themselves, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Need to make that clear. It's just, I know I'm playing Alan. He is a character that I control, but he is not me. And therefore, when he has his narrator moments, I don't know. we're playing from a third person, but we're getting the story in first person, is, I guess, my confusion. Whereas there are some times where you can do a story in either first or third. It doesn't really matter. This one, it's very clearly meant to be first. He's narrating the experience as we go. So we know for a fact that he's talking about, you know, his experiences. I don't know. I'm just putting stuff out there, I guess. Doesn't need to be. Cheese and sour cream making my throat go all wonky. I don't know what we're... Like, this is just a weird open-ended exploration moment here. There's a bunch of checkpoints along the way, but nothing is happening at any of them. There might be a couple collectibles here and there, but it's not... There's not much story or substance happening right now. It's just Alan running around for funsies. Which is, like, okay. Another radio. Just seeing if there was something else over there. There was not.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Oh, see, to me, that's strange
No.
because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? Hey, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything, but what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past.
This is
I do miss the way she
interesting,
completed me.
I guess.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Okay. Well, that sounds like you need to stop being a radio host for a while and go to therapy. Or maybe just don't use your radio show as a therapy lesson or a therapy appointment with everyone in this town. Just a thought. Ah, look, it's a coal mine. The thing we were looking for. God, with the number of times I stop and get out of the car, what's the point of driving the car? You having trouble with those stairs, boy? You having difficulty with the stairs, son? Come on, all the way up. He just stops.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Yeah, there's always like mine levels, underground mine levels are just so cliche. Oop, he struggled with that one, apparently. Careful, don't fall. Too late. Oh, this is the visitor parking section, so...
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Thank you for that background information, senor. There were some early residents in the area. The true genesis of the town of Bright Falls came with the founding of the Bright Falls Mining Company and the opening of the Bright Falls coal mine in 1878. Though the work was hard and dangerous, many immigrants, Germans, Poles, Italians, Finns, and Swedes worked the mines. And how many died? All for the sake of capital. While lucrative at first, the mining steadily declined in the 20th century. Seams were rich but hard to get at, and volcanic activity in the area made the mine shafts particularly dangerous. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, doing mining work in an active volcanic area sounds like a bad idea. Oh my goodness.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now they are protected as landmarks. Gotcha. I also love that this guy is actively trying to avoid darkness, and he's going into a mine.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope.
All the way to nighttime.
It was all a waste of time.
Huh.
The bastard never showed up.
Wake.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around
You
by
want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna
All this
kill her.
over an unfinished novel.
I had to get to Mirror Peak.
Why do I get the feeling this has something to do with... Oh, fuck!
It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Okay. Sure. I was just gonna say, I think this right here into that might be my way out, or maybe this is now unlocked. Nope. Or I could take this slide down here. Yeah, that works. It's a less potentially destructive way of getting down, so, you know, I'll take it. Ah. Into the mines, in the dark, where the darkness lives. Very smart. Very smart. Definitely not a problem, and definitely not stupid. You know, I get irrational thought in a scenario like this one, but like, sometimes you think the irrationality might be a little overdone.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
I just realized there's something I needed to do because I gotta get better about this. Except it doesn't work on here. Alright, not important. Let's just remember to do it in the future. Blue Sky now has a feature where you can set your profile to say you're going live. And while that's great, it doesn't work at all on their app. You have to do it on a web browser, which is a really dumb way to do it. And fucking damn it. Fucking wrong button, damn it. Phew. Fun. Exciting. Now objects can attack me. Always cool. Definitely awesome. Love this. Love this for us. Flashbang grenades. We've got a small arsenal going on here. Yeah, you guys thought you could get the drop on me. Fuck you. Not today, Satan. Not today. Oop. What was that? Oh. There's a big nasty friend inside that, and... Ah. I'm gonna have to deal with that at some point in the near future. This is fine and normal. Also, there are slots on the side of this. Like, you can very easily... Are you fucking kidding me? That's the way out, is... into the thing with the crazy... Yeah? Okay, we good? Any more? For now, at least, we're good.
What the hell?
Oh. That looks like fun. What do I do with that information? It's a fucking tornado of darkness. Which sounds like it's bad for me. Oh, and it just disappeared. So we don't deal with it for now, but we're gonna have to deal with it later. No way, that's not a problem at some point.
The only way to
Zippity-zap.
reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Well, there are some ways we can get around that, I suppose. One of the buttons brightens the... Ah, okay. What if I just used the headlights on you? Nice. Why did it turn me around like that? A big ass spotlight. I know, seriously. All of this so far, and he can't find a way to source a better source of light, more generally, you know? Now we're turning off the electricity, so we don't get electrocuted, but that also means no light anymore. And now we're gonna get attacked. There it is! Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. But we took the car with us, and the car has headlights, so into the car we go. Whoa, fuck. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a problem. Yikes. Okay. Scary. Got it. Oh, Jesus. It's throwing lots of things at me, and big things that are hard to avoid. This car seems to be doing pretty well, though. Like, does it get damaged? I'm a bit confused on that point. Oh, it is definitely smoking, actually. Yeah. Okay, fair. Got it. Okay. Still trying to avoid getting out of the car, though. Because the car is still somehow safer than being outside right now. Achievement unlocked right of way. Oh, good. Good, good, good. No notes. Alright. We're not gonna get electrocuted. Let's go into the creepy dark building. That definitely won't have things inside trying to kill me in the dark with the darkness-powered enemies. This man is so smart. friend. I do not appreciate this. Revolver ammunition. Thought I heard footsteps. Nope. Trust no one in the dark. No shit? I mean, yeah. I definitely heard footsteps that time. We got friends upstairs. Probably. Hello? Follow. What if I don't want to?
Some of the taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Was it a consensual touch? It doesn't sound like it. Just saying. Is that a tow truck? That was a tree. Okay. Okay. Press the big button. Open. And then press the big button. Or pull the lever. Never mind. Ah, good. We broke it. Right away.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
It is not a tow truck, but it is also, unfortunately, not something we can take. And yeah, I'm also confused by the fact that we apparently are getting help from someone who knows what's up, but no idea who that is. That looks like a piece of black goo. I've been caught by those things before. Don't want to get hurt by random bits of black goo. Come on. Fucking focus! Thank you. I feel like the fact that the train is just derailed should be a bigger problem for people who are not named Alan Wake. Yeah, don't worry, I see him. That is a tree, not a person. Okay. Eat shit. Fucking. Woo! Spicy. I had to use quite a few flares on that one. I feel like a flashbang grenade would have been more helpful, but that's a couple of button presses that I was just not prepared for.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. "Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent."
Ah, so that's what's going on. Huh. Everyone seems to be vaguely aware that what is written in the pages is coming true. No one seems to think that's weird. Except for the people who see this whole darkness shebang. That feels strange to me in its own way, because, I don't know. If you have the manuscript, or even parts of the manuscript, and you see what is meant to happen, would you not then try to prevent it? But then, when trying to prevent it, it would happen anyway. That might be evidence that something else is up? Something fucking weird? Just a thought. Sure, let's just go into this mine shaft. This dark mine shaft that... Okay. Aha! Friends! Get hooked. Make sure we're fully loaded. Okay, I'm running low on bullets here. No, I don't think Wozzeck is here. I have never played it before. This is my first time. I have never played this. This is very new for me. I am only playing this because I really want to play Alan Wake 2 and because I really liked Control. But I am a scaredy cat. So that's fun. And I fell. And hit every bar on the way down. Oh, that was excellent. Good job. Good job, Alan. So graceful. So delicate. Alright, let's try this fun jumping puzzle in this single player. Whoa. Very normal, not janky. Oh, and he's going down again. This time we didn't hit more of the bars on the way down, which ironically didn't hurt as much as just dropping all the way to the bottom, because we hit every we hit every branch, you know. Shotgun ammo. I have a lot of shotgun ammo. Do I have a shot? I do have a shotgun. Again, I still don't fully understand why he can carry all these guns, but he can only carry one flashlight. Alright, I'm starting to get the impression that not every nook and cranny of this world needs to be explored to find the collectibles. Because every time I go this far off the path, I find nothing. And I'm getting a little
I had no real plan.
tired of that.
I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Is this a different kind of shotgun? Pump action. Okay. Sure. I hear the sound of friends. Where are they? I have lights just for you. Holy shit! Fucking snuck up on me right there. Wrong button again, but whatever. Whew! Don't stop. Okay, so I actually need to go back this way. Oi, alright. This is gonna be a perpetual hurt zone. That's what you're telling me. Ah! Why do they keep spawning behind me? Fuck. Oh, he's not dead yet, or... Dead's not the word I wanted there, but you know. Shotgun doesn't do as much as I had hoped it would, to be honest. Maybe you just need to aim less? Maybe that's all it is. Man, these power company lights suck ass. They don't stay on at all. The batteries just keep failing. Ugh. You are actually exhausting. You know that? Walk 2 feet without getting attacked by these guys. Ugh. Can't dodge too much, because then... Oh my god, they really do just spawn constantly. They'll run out of fucking bullets. Trying to explore to find all these fucking collectibles. Okay, well, we found the lookout, but... Or where we need to go for the next part of the lookout, I guess. That's what we found. Yeah, I am aware of their existence, which is why I'm trying to turn this light on. Fucking dodge, you dickbag! Oi. He is just not smart. Just not at all. Aha! This is promising for those of us who wish to find it's just a thermos. Well, I hoped it was a manuscript page, but apparently we're out of those or something? I don't know where I left off. This looks... yeah, this is it. Alright, well, that's the whole loop. Before we get attacked again, let's head back to the fucking place with the lights. And we get a reprieve. Whew. Checkpoint.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
But why, though? Why are there so many crosses here? Is this like a makeshift graveyard? Couldn't just do regular gravestones? Like, we even just stacked them right next to each other, so... with all this empty space in between. This is very poorly laid out.
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
May cause cancer? Ooh, he teleports. Okay. That's a fun new move. Wait. Stay still so I can fucking... ah! Alright, we're out of pistol ammunition. Which is not where I like to be. Okay. Back to the shotgun it is. We do have the flare gun as a worst case scenario kind of deal. Why did it make that noise? Oh my god. Ha! Alright, I hear you fuckers. Come on. This is slowly moving on its own. Can't tell if that's just the physics engine having a moment or if there's like a reason that's moving. I think it was just the physics engine having a moment. Like it's programmed to spawn at a slight incline and therefore it just slowly slides down that incline, but it looks like it's moving toward you on purpose. My best guess.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
I really cannot tell if this is the game. It rolled down the hill. Yeah, that barrel, exactly. And half these things that happen, like these things that just jumped up at me, I don't know if that's the physics. Okay. Okay, that was actually gameplay. Okay, so that was intentional. This is a roof.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Okay. I like these not subtle ways that the game is like, you can't go back now. Physically preventing me from going backwards. Gray Peak Gorge. Founded in 1928, Gray Peak Gorge mining town is one of the permanent settlements the Bright Falls Mining Company built for its workers. Nearby graveyard is a testament to the dangers the miners faced on a daily basis. Most of the men who lost their lives over the years here were buried there. A grim reminder to be careful for those who remained. Gray Peak Gorge was abandoned almost overnight when the Bright Falls Mining Company closed its doors in 1970. Okay. Coffee thermos. More batteries I can't use. I like how the primary mechanic is using your flashlight, and I'm very good at saving the flashlight, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I have not gone under 20 flashlight batteries for a long while at this point. And here I thought it was going to be something interesting, not a fucking fridge. Sorry. Chest freezer. Ah, that works. More interesting. I asked for it. Alright, where's the other one? No, there's another one. He said as he now burns through the batteries like it's my job. Now, since I know I have a bunch of batteries that I didn't pick up, I can go back and pick up the batteries. What a concept! Boop! There, I used resources. Oh, you can tell I'm an RPG player, huh? I am definitely that person that will get to the end of a game with the boss fight and be like, I need to save my health potions. And they're like, it's the final fight. I'm like, but what if I need them? Ah, another subtle you can't go back. And also, this looks like I'm gonna fight. Am I fighting that big steam engine? That sounds possible. Let's find out. Yep. I fucking called it. I'm gonna have to fight like every part of it, aren't I? Huh. Interesting. only burn it down when you're actively focusing on it. And it goes back up when you're not. So you kind of are forced to use your batteries. I don't like you being this close. Go on. Pick up the rest of it. No. Really? Safe haven. I know. I mean, the first time I got hit with the bulldozer, I was trying to find, like, what is the solid object the game can't push this through. And I have since learned that trees seem to work pretty well with all the physics things that they throw at you, so I'm cool with that. Did that? Oh, okay. Oh, there's even a chair. How kind.
Anything outside of riding is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
Okay. No pistol ammo, though? Like, well, shotgun stuff. Hunting rifle. I want to use the hunting rifle. I don't have a lot of ammunition for it. I don't have a lot of... More trees. Yep. Victory screech. Oh, I should get some ice cream or something. I do want something nice. Yummy. Sweet. Is it ice cream, though? That is the question.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
What a fucking troll. I don't need flare gun ammo. I need pistol ammo. Come on. Well, maybe I'm going to use my flare gun a little more often. Because I've only got 11 shots of hunting rifle ammo and a bunch of grenades, a bunch of flares, and a bunch of flare gun ammo. Just not as convenient as having a semi-automatic gun of some kind.
Birds.
Birds! Birds! I mean, they fucking just... They just noped out of here, so I don't know, are we still in danger? Music seems to think so. But, the reality is that the birds are not interested in me. Whew! Didn't die. Good. Good, good, good. Ah, there they are. Get fucked! It's because of Hitchcock. This is Hitchcock. This is absolutely him. The birds. Come on, let me kill you. You came through the fucking... You can't go through the ground. Even fake birds don't do that. Come on.
You just entered my room through the wall.
Same vibes. I feel like the birds are going to continuously spawn until I get through this thing. He fucking died. Hell yeah. Alright, birds part 2.
Birds.
Birds! Get fucked. Alan, you are not good at jumping. Does anyone tell you that? Mario, you aren't. I get the feeling I should just kind of run and hope for the best. Well, okay. Sure. Let's jump in the danger tunnel. This is safe. Oh, yeah, birds. Why does it always have to be birds instead of snakes? Why does it always have to be snake? Gotcha. I mean, I wasn't trying to be super literal about it being Hitchcock. I mean, I know it's Hitchcock, but I also know you know it's Hitchcock. I was mostly trying to comment, I guess, on the somewhat heavy-handed nature of the birds being a Hitchcock reference. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake. Oh. Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck. Hi. How are you? You doing all right? Scary voice. How's it hanging? Am I going the right way? Because that's not what I want.
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
I think I am going the right way. So, about face. Oh my god, the Kirby voice. Hi! Boyo. I would probably kill you all, yeah. Spamming that one at me and I would be like, I'm done. We're done. We're done with the stream. It's over. It's Joe over. Okay. Maybe the stabbing in the brain was like a... Don't go this way?
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel, Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Wake's spell? What does he think I am, a fucking wizard? We drank the blood of people on drugs, and now I am a wizard. Aha! Now, the tunnel down there makes sense. Hi. Well, that I just caught some strays from that, unfortunately. Fucking Christ on a bike, what just happened? I don't even know. Oh, okay, all right, we're gonna go back and try that again, I guess. I'm gonna use that to start. You have to go all the way back to the beginning. Alan! Alan! Ah! Okay. Attempt number 2. I don't really need him to read it, but...
Even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grave.
Hello? What the fuck? I didn't even get a chance to move! You spawned on top of me, you motherfucker. Oh, it hurts. Well, that was one way to do it, you know. So where are we going? Mysterious voice. Wanna talk to me? Or do I have to just go with the yellow writing on the wall? Which told me I'm going to the Cauldron Lake, basically. So, I guess, you know.
I'd have to make my way up this mineshaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Yeah, he said shaft. I said I was gonna get ice cream, and I haven't. This needs to be rectified. There's more though. Isn't there? Huh. What is this for then? Ah. Yeah? Maybe? I think. Oh, never mind, I see. These aren't really puzzles, to be honest. That's one downside about them. They present themselves as puzzles, but they're not really that difficult. They're just kind of like, press button to move the thing, and it moves. And you're like, okay, you solved the puzzle. And I'm like, that was not a puzzle. Everyone gets a gold star. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah, yeah, we did it. Can you say SCP? I guess I'll stop at the next checkpoint. Oh, perfect timing, I guess. All right, I'm gonna go get ice cream. I'm gonna be right back, or some other sweet kind of snack thing. I'll be right back. Whew, that was long. Sorry about that. Today is the day of scope creep in so many ways. I went to the bathroom, and then when I went to wash my hands, the soap was out. So I had to replace the soap. But while I was replacing the soap, I might as well clean the soap thing and around the soap thing because it was a little gross. And then I had to sit there and hold the giant bottle of soap, slowly pouring it into the very large soap dispenser that I now own. Thank you, Marshalls. And then I made ice cream. Woo! Which is a lot of caramel. Oh my god. Too much, maybe. Oops. Oops. Okay. My controller turned off. Hold on. Come on. Am I going down or am I going up? Down. No, up. Wait, what? Did I go? Wait. No, I came through here. I got it now. Okay. And I'm gonna go up because I can. Not because I have to. Got it. As I say, there better be a manuscript page at the end of all this shit. Okay, yeah, remember when I said that this game is doing the whole, like, look at how pretty this is?
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Okay. That's, yeah, I don't know about that one. What? Who are those characters in, even? Who are they? Are they real, or are they fiction? Or are they fiction made real? Are they Alan's fiction? Or are they another writer that did this? The other guy? Are the birds bringing Norse mythology into it? Great question. I would love to know myself. Fucking Jesus. Sorry, I can't do that. That's Hildegard von Bingen's job. Fucking Jesus. Okay. Christ on a bike. Christ can ride my bike anytime. A lot of shitty generators in this town. Just saying.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Let's see if it falls into the trope. It's a long way from here to there. Gonna get stopped and have to fight some birds. From below, not fair. Eat shit. Fucking birds. Nope. Oh. Down we go. Conveniently onto this lovely little path. Again, don't understand why he's trying to kill. Ugh, I was gonna eat some ice cream! Let me eat ice cream. God damn it. Oh, I see where you're going. Okay. Don't go looking for mythology. We have the Thor character, whose name is not Thor, it's Tor, right? And he calls the hammer Mjolnir, so... yeah, that makes sense. You see where you're going. Oh!
Shit.
Hello. Where did that come from? Up. That's all I got. From up. Shit, indeed. Again, I'm seeing these, and I shoot them, but... I don't get any achievements or anything. They just shoot them. Boom, and they're gone. That was like hunting blind. Well, I guess that would make sense, huh? D-E-D, dead. What is that? Fucking nailed it. I was killing them before they even spawned. Welcome to Cauldron Lake. Eighth deepest lake in the world, Cauldron Lake is a caldera formed in the volcanic crater. The volcano itself could be considered to be active, but it has not erupted since the volcanic earthquakes of the 1970, and even then, the underground activity was comparatively mild. Despite some property damage, there was no casualties. What? Hold on. Didn't one of the others say that because of the 1970 volcanic earthquakes, the mine collapsed and there were like 30 dead? No casualties? Okay, sure. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. The mining company closed because there was one giant collapse and that was the end of it. Oh good, a rickety bridge. Come on, just run. Just fucking go for it. You know they're going to try to kill you if you just go slow, but you're going to go fast. Slow anyway. Yeah, that works. Gotcha. I'm not playing around. Nope, that's just a rock. I thought it was a house for a minute. Not gonna lie. I thought this was like a weirdly shaped hut. But it's a rock. Oop, hold on. Secret pathway. Thing. Hello. Thank you. Ooh, I'm full on that ammunition. That's new. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Through the mountain. Secret, 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 secret tunnel.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Sank beneath the waves is a turn of phrase usually for the ocean. It's just a jump to the left. And a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips. And bring your knees in tight. But it's the pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again. Really? You can't just climb up? Okay. Oh. Like a whole thing. And there's a basement. Good. I'm sure we're going to end up in there somewhere. Right? In fact, is that how we get in there to start? Because that door is not a door. Yup. Cool. Oh god, I feel that though. I have a basket full of clean clothes that I did yesterday that I just haven't gotten around to doing. To be fair, Whoa. Okay. Woo, Jesus Christ. Tom, I miss you, Tom. Who's Tom? CNNTZ. Thomas Zane. Oh! Is the person helping me his girlfriend? You talked to me on TV, Tom. Did you write this? Fascinating. Huh. That's some interesting exposition that I wasn't prepared for. Ooh. But yeah, I have I did some laundry overnight and like I brought it up this morning, but I have not folded it. I was at work all day, but it really probably would have taken me like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to fold, and I had plenty of time before this. And I thought about doing it, and I looked at it, and I determined I wasn't going to. That sounds safe. I don't remember what her name was. CN. Was it Cassie? Cool. Fucking... Eat shit! Good job trying. Yeah, doing it the same day you do the laundry is definitely the best move. I'm just also not as good at doing that as I would like. That's more a chronic thing with me, though, so, you know, it's not new for me to suddenly not do it. Good on you for being that accountable normally, though. I can't even do that normally. I have my life together. I'm an adult. I can do things. It's fine. Now, considering the amount of cleaning I have to do around this apartment, and the amount of cleaning I will do around this apartment this weekend, I am definitely going to be adulting with a capital A. I've actually been slowly restoring...
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
Oh shit, are we at the bottom of the lake? Or what used to be the... Oh, what's that? Huh. That's something over there. What is?
I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Oh. Huh. I had nearly forgotten about the doctor guy with his weird clinic thing. Which makes me wonder what his deal is. Because he's almost definitely evil.
Wait! Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, wait! The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear, I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned. We just said we had her to make him play ball. You see? To get him writing for us. Please.
He's been possessed, hasn't he? Yep. Okay, so who was he working for then? Clearly not the darkness woman person thing. Entity. fuck is happening? Ah, end of the chapter. Okay. Right, 4 minutes of 11. So I guess as far as timing goes, that's a pretty good one. But end of episode 3. Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Alan Wake. I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I
There
fell.
we go.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Huh. Am I actually in the clinic now?
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Funny thing. It kind of is. I mean, not on television, but you are on a screen. Anyway, that's the end of our stream for today, so that's the big lit up thing that I saw. Okay. It's this clinic lodge thing. Anyway, so yeah. That is it for us tonight. That long waiting period in there when I went for my snack, but you know, things happen. Anyway, yeah, that's it for tonight, I guess. Still confused, but I guess confused is a better emotion than I came in with, which was blasé, I guess. I was literally talking with my boyfriend while I was making my ice cream about how Alan Wake was held up. I remember Alan Wake being held up as this fantastic, amazing sort of game that like redefined or defined a new genre or something like that. I don't know. It was held up as a big deal when it was released. And so far this hasn't exactly been my experience. Now, I'm trying to figure out, I guess, how much of that is because I am playing it so many years after the fact, and Alan Wake and the genre of storytelling that it's in is not that novel anymore by any means. I mean, this wasn't even the first of its kind by any means either, but it's very clearly like a love letter to Twin Peaks, that sort of gothic horror of the Pacific Northwest sort of deal. You know, the unknown horror of what lies deep in the woods sort of thing. Whereas, like, I don't know, New England horror can take a couple of different forms. New England Gothic is very, very different in my mind than Pacific Northwest Gothic, but New England, like, Lovecraftian, which I think this is also kind of drawing some parallels between, and has some associations with the fear of the unknown that exists in Pacific Northwest Gothic as a genre. Like New England Lovecraftian is more about like the layers of civilization that have been built upon the horror kind of a thing. Whereas it's still untouched. It's deep set away. It should not be touched. It's, hidden, because this is a vast expanse of space kind of a deal. Anyway, so, Twin Peaks happened, iterated several things upon it. This happened. Since then, a bunch of other things have happened in the video game space in this genre as well. Therefore, maybe this doesn't feel as impactful. I will also say the story itself, while I don't know the specifics by any means, like, this is still a new story for me. I know the, like, general strokes of the horror, I guess you could say. In the sense that, like, I've played Control, and even though Control references Alan Wake, I don't remember the references super clearly. The bigger thing is I played Control, and it deals with very similar cosmic horrors, not of this world. You know, the strangeness of the horror does not hit for me because I've already experienced it, and I was expecting it because Alan Wake and Control take place in the same universe, and therefore I already know what to expect. So I'm wondering if those things are coloring it, or if it's just that it's an older game and therefore it's just not hitting because it's older, and when it came out it probably hit harder because then it was new, or if it really wasn't actually that big and it was just being held up that way by people who played it, had a good experience, and held on to that nostalgia, because that's very common, I've noted. There are a lot of times that I've gone back and played games that were very nostalgic for me, or especially the ones that I never played that people find great nostalgia for, and I play them and I'm like, this sucks. Great example, Spyro. I thought I loved Spyro. I played for like a little bit. I didn't have a PlayStation growing up, but one of my friends did, and when I did sleepovers at his house, I would be able to play some on his PlayStation, when I got a turn on it at least. And I do remember playing Spyro. I remember the general gist of run around world, collect things, go through doors when collect enough things. Um, but I just didn't remember enough of what the gameplay actually felt like. And then when Ukulele came out recently, relatively recently at least, and was very much a love letter to the genre, Banjo-Kazooie, and Spyro, etc. And I go back and I play that. I really did. I tried multiple times. I tried playing PC and on Switch because I thought maybe the PC just doesn't hit because it's, you know, too much here and maybe it needs to be on a mobile console. I don't know. I tried and I just couldn't get into it. I was like, I actually hate this. I hate how this feels. And so, like, yeah, there was a great amount of nostalgia around that for people of at least of my generation, if not myself. And I just didn't feel it when I went back. And there's definitely other games that, you know, I go back and play and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not as good as I remember that. um, Hell, there are movies that I do that with. And also the opposite, where I'll go back and watch a movie that I thought I hated. That's interesting. But anyway, point being, I don't know how much of it is any one of those three things. Is it really like I've kind of been semi-spoiled with the genre, not the story itself, but the genre, and therefore nothing is terribly that interesting, and therefore this story, which at the time may have been very original because not a lot had been done in this space, in this genre, in video games, now it's been not overdone, but done well enough that I know the tropes. Or is it because it's just an older game and therefore it hit harder when it came out and now it's just not as good because so many things have advanced since then? Or is it because it just wasn't really that good in the first place and people were just starving and therefore this was like the best thing ever? You know, I think of when I woke up from surgery, I had nothing to eat for like 48 hours or something like that. And I had to decide what to order within 5 minutes from the hospital kitchen because they were closing in 5 minutes. And if I put in an order before 7 o'clock, they would come up, send something up. But I hadn't eaten in like 48 full hours. um, but I also couldn't eat a lot was the other thing. Like I knew I couldn't eat a lot because I was still in a kind of delicate state, still kind of groggy. I had a fucking catheter sticking out of my back, which retrospectively maybe wasn't the best move, but whatever. Um, like all this stuff. And I ordered a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from a hospital kitchen. So it came on the most basic ass bread, smear of peanut butter, a hint of jelly, nothing substantial whatsoever. Best fucking food I've ever had, right? Like, it was the greatest thing at the time. It was really not that thrilling of a sandwich. It wasn't even that good of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was like the rest of the food I had in the hospital sucked, but that one sandwich was great. And so I wonder if it's kind of like that, where when Alan Wake was released, we were just kind of starving for these story rich, interesting mechanic type games that weren't basic RPGs or weren't super basic action FPS. That even those had very light level. Like the RPG might have heavy story, but it's also got really dense mechanics. Think Dragon Age Origins, right? Versus like an FPS might have very light story, but more interesting and engaging dynamics or engaging mechanics. And this one kind of strikes a balance between them. It's got a really thick, interesting story, a bunch of lore behind it. You have to kind of work your brain a little bit as you're going. It's not super straightforward. The horror is conceptual in some ways, but then also the mechanics are a little bit more novel. You know, it's all about the light and the shadow. What tools can you use and what do you have at your disposal to defeat these things with light, either the flashlight you have, flashbangs, flares, flare guns, lights that are around the world, you know, things like that. I get it. Maybe at that time it was like super cool, novel, never heard of this before. Meanwhile, now in the era of super complicated puzzle games that we have now, this is small potatoes. So, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, while I don't know that, I do know that it is past 11 o'clock and it's time for me to go to bed because I have not been good about going to sleep at a decent hour this whole week. Good job on the laundry. Good job. Good job. I need to do that next. That's actually what I'm going to do before I go to sleep. So I will go do my laundry and you will have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week on Tuesday for our regular stream. Until then, take care, everybody. Mwah.